Hello everyone, today it's time for a new video. So we got a package from the LED store in front of us here. It's a special LED lantern, and basically it's a company that sells all kinds of street lighting, fixtures, lanterns, columns and everything you basically need for a street light. I'll put a link to their website in the description, and I want to thank them for the stuff that we have in front of us here. So they sent me a fixture from the brand SEDNA, which I wasn't aware of before, but it's basically the store itself is also based in the UK, so there's not really any products from them in the Netherlands as of now, or at least not that I'm aware of. And what we have here is a very special LED fixture. At least the light color of the fixture itself is interesting, because it's 2200K, which is kind of comparable to candlelight. The fixture itself is here packed nicely into this box, which this is the fixture itself. This is the smallest version that they have. There are bigger versions of this lantern, but I don't really need a fixture that's very bright here. And this one is called the Infinity 2. I don't know if it's like a second generation or something, or just the name. And to be honest, it's quite a neat LED fixture. So as you can see, because it's based in the UK, it has a socket for a photo cell on there. And it's not that heavy, it's very light. And right here we have the LEDs, which are actually look very high quality. They look kind of similar that one of the most popular Dutch brands, Lightronics, uses their LEDs. And as you can see, they are extra warm white, which we'll get to later, but it gives off a very nice light. Right here you can attach the spigot, which we'll go to that later. The logo of the brand is on the fixture itself. And to be honest, was kind of hesitant to promote fixtures like this, because sometimes the quality isn't as great, but I have to admit that this one is actually very decent and doesn't really seem to be like worse quality than, say, a Philips LED fixture, which of course only time will tell, but it doesn't really seem to be that bad. And it actually has a very neat opening system as well. So there's this big clip on the back of the fixture itself, which you can unplug, and then, like many fixtures do, or LED fixtures do, the front kind of flips open like this, which is held together by this nice cord here. And right here we have the driver, which SEDNA also produces themselves, but it actually does seem to be easily replaceable. And there's also a very nice system where the fixture cuts off the electricity whenever you open it for a safe installment, which I guess is kind of necessary for the UK, considering there's always voltage on the columns. But it's nice that they thought about that, and you can even take out the entire unit here, which is great. And there's even a little detail here, so you can actually see if the lantern is placed correctly, which is really great. They should put that on the lanterns more often, I think, because it's very helpful whenever you install them. But yeah, it does seem to be a pretty decent quality, and you can close it back up, which is kind of tight, by pushing the lantern and then pushing the clip inwards. And then here we have this little folder that we got with the lantern itself, which is just the installation guide. Go over quickly. Like this. And an extra screw, which I think you're meant to put in here so the clip doesn't get opened that easily, which is great. Because sometimes trees can get stuck behind here, and then they kind of open it because they move with the wind. Which is nice that they thought about that too. Right here we have some extra folders that we got with the fixture from all the other projects that they make, like columns, even are into solar street lighting, brackets and everything, which is nice to see. And here are even more of them. This seems to be exactly the same but bigger. And then here we have a part about solar lighting, which they're also selling those, which I haven't really seen in use before, and also garden lighting. They have a lot of stuff. So that's basically the fixture. Now let's take a look at the other things that we got with it. So obviously a photocell, which you're going to need. We also have a blackened photocell, which so I can test them without having to make the space dark for it to turn on. Here we have the brackets, which I haven't actually unboxed yet. So let's quickly do that here. This is for a top 76 entry. And then we have another one here, which I assume is for a top 60 entry. And yes, it is. The spigot actually looks pretty decent as well. Well, it's quite thin, but the fixture itself isn't very heavy, so it doesn't need to keep up with a lot of weight. And then also an additional thing that we got is these bird spikes, which you can install onto the lantern itself. So say if you have a parking lot where a car is parked underneath the fixture itself, you don't want to have birds sitting on there and shitting all over the cars and everything, so that's why you can put these on to prevent birds from sitting on it. So let's actually, before we turn it on, install the entire brackets on there. So we have a complete lantern, and then I'll show you guys the nice light that's coming from this particular lantern. So let's quickly install the spigot on here. You can actually tilt it in many different ways as well, which is great. Gives you a lot of options with the lantern, which is something you would want for the perfect light. Alright, then we obviously have to install the photocell. Which I'm not used to doing. So let's turn it on. And what you might immediately notice is that there's a very warm color coming from the lantern itself, which is very similar to candlelight. Very cozy light, which I think they really should use this more often in city centers and everything, because this is just great. I think it would look especially good on the older style fixtures that they sell. I think if you put those in a park somewhere, it would give a very cozy look. But yeah, I just really like this light color. It's a bit colder than, say, high pressure sodium, but still the color rendering, of course, is way better. If you look at all of the stuff that's here, you can still see the colors really nicely. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this fixture. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, thanks to the LED store for providing me with all of the products. And let me know what you think about it. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.